Just got back from Paris Fashion Week, and the bed bugs weren't that bad. With the Voice vote not far away now, we ask you, do you actually know what you're voting for? Look, it's been the No's agenda to keep people out of the no for so long that come October 14, people are just legit confused. If you don't know, vote no, they said, in the hope that no one would feel brave enough trusting the Albanese government to make a constitutional amendment they had no idea about, and that they'd be silly enough not to do their own research. Crappy and very unethical, but at least the No's have had great marketing. It's such a shame the same can't be said for the Yes campaign's marketing team. The Yes voters had everything going for them, a great product, great backers, they just haven't sold it properly. A statement from the heart just clearly wasn't enough. Lacks a hook apparently. A spokesperson for Fair Australia, who runs the No campaign, told the ABC that the only misinformation in this divisive campaign has come from the Yes campaign. To that, the struggle simply asks our one viewer, yeah, that's you, to first truly question why the Yes campaign would spread misinformation about their own campaign. And second, we dare our one viewer, yeah, you, to read the comments under any Facebook post about The Voice and tell us the Yes campaigners are the divisive ones. It's easy to get sucked into misinformation traps when they're literally everywhere, like thirst traps on TikTok. Let's check in now with our wannabe celebrity to see how she's going with all of this.
Team Ashley, Team Ashley, Team Ashley! Oh, sorry, just practicing winning The Voice Australia. Now, you've probably all heard that The Voice grand finale is premiering on October 14th. This is my favorite time of year because finally we'll be able to find the winner for 2023. Here's the catch. Everyone just has to vote for Team Yes or Team No. Now, the judges this year are a bit random, but don't get me started on the contestants. There are at least 4 competing wannabes that I can count, but only 2 of them can count, and then you vote for Team Yes or Team No. And that's what makes this Voice Australia finale the biggest finale ever. I mean, the Voice finale has only happened 44 times in Australia's history, so it is quite an important voting system. And I love it the way the show always has a theme. This year, The Voice Australia has chosen the Indigenous voice to Parliament. John Farnham has turned up as a coach with Anthony Albanese on Team Yes, with Peter Dutton and new gal Lydia Thorpe are the coaches on Team No. If you haven't been watching along, you should definitely watch on Catch Up TV. But who would have thought that Peter Dutton could sing? He has blocked a few contestants from the other side and he's got them to be on his team instead. Juicy, I know, right? And get this, contestants Warren Mundine and Jacinta Price were picked up by Dutton. Anyway, to vote, you have to be registered and be over 18, because otherwise, a $119 fine will be coming your way. I think. Not me, because I've already voted. The whole system is tricky to work out who wins. Like, after you've voted, the producers have to count up whether a majority of people and the majority of states want the winner to be, and whether Team Yes or Team No. You have to be really, really popular to win, like me. Oh, and just one more thing. Remember, the Voice referendum finale is blind voting, basically like the blind auditions. We don't know the end result until we turn around and see it for ourselves. And when we do see it, well, I don't know yet, but we love a mystery. How exciting!
In other news, it turns out young people don't want to sit behind a desk and rot from 9 to 5 every day. A global survey of over 3,000 professionals found that 74% of Gen Z employees and 78% of millennials would switch jobs for a better work-life balance, compared to 66% of Gen X workers and 50% of baby boomers. Rav hit the streets to find out what reimagined work-life balance for young people truly looks like, and whether 5 days is too much.
Kim Kardashian once said no one wants to work these days. Maybe a 4-day work week will make people want to get off their asses. How do you guys feel about a 4-day work week?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Being as someone who's going to do a 9 to 5 job, 1 day a week, lol. Variety in that would be nice.
Yeah. She's doing 9 to 5 1 day a week and she's crying. Babe, there are people that are trying to feed their kids, like.
I want a no work week.
Bad, really bad.
So you think we should have 5-day work week?
Yeah.
Do you like torturing yourself?
4-day work week, are you kidding
Oh, the things we get up to. Oh, 3-day weekend.
Go out, bro. You could come. This chick could come if she wanted to.
Oh, anytime you like.
Yeah. You can fit in the Uber. There's room, yeah.
Right.
I think we should all just be grateful we're alive.
Okay.
5 days is better, I feel.
So you don't want to have a 3-day weekend? Do you not like time off?
I don't need to work any life, actually. It's the big dogs coming to take you down, and they're going to tie you up and tell you that you need 9 to 5, 10 to 4, 10 to 4, what's this, what's...
4-day working is all what we need. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I love when friends fight.
Not fine for me.
You don't like hard work?
No.
Great. This is really awkward now. I've just caused a scene and now I'm going to leave, so have fun.
Which side are you on, by the way?
Oh, I am an unbiased reporter. I do not have an angle. Excuse me, can we ask you a question really quickly?
Oh, MG, how did you find me?
Okay, she clearly doesn't have a job. Jing, how do you feel about a 4-day work week?
I'm happy to work any days. I don't have a job. I need a job.
Do you want my job as an interviewer?
Please give me a job.
Turns out young people don't want to slave away at a 9 to 5, but they are keen to slay. So what do you do when you have no money and life offers you no hope for the effort you put in? You gamble what little you do have, apparently. Gambling is Australia's favourite hobby, with children as young as 10 becoming addicted to the cultural experience. Our toxic positivity correspondent is here to tell you why this is actually really, really, really great.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. What happened to your poker face? Holy shit, you're gambling like a cow! And that's exactly right. Children as young as the ripe age of 10 are gambling. They are finally learning how to play the beautiful game of Risk. Always Crown Casino. These other pathetic pokey venues can simply not keep up with Crown's 24-hour open casino. They must stay closed for at least 4 hours. Something about combating crippling gambling addictions. I say congrats to the kids for having a hobby. If the casino takes all your money, just try to win it back. It's the trying that counts. Gambling is as easy as that. In fact, it's so easy, 10-year-olds are doing it. Oh, I just lost all my money at the pokies. How am I going to afford rent now? And that's why you need to learn how to gamble correctly at a young age. Remember, it's only a problem if you lose.
Kids just aren't the same these days. But despite the young'uns' gambling habits and an uptick in youth crime, new research has labelled young Australians soft, and Australian parents the most anxious and controlling. But while many are keen on labelling young Australians soft, our local Eshe has a different opinion.
I'm not even joking, bar. The streets are different these old days, bar. Deacon Uni out here calling kids soft. Have you seen what we're up against? The runts are running around with goddamn machetes. Ash lad Hazza tries to staunch this year 5 on the train the other day. The kid turns around, pulls a 3D printed gun on the bloke. 10 Ash lads, the actual weaponry. In what world is that a fair fight? I mean, we did try to fight a 10-year-old. Weapons. Printed weapons. Last week, we pull up on this Commodore, trying to roll the Pazzies, take it for a spin and all that. We roll down the window and a 7-year-old is already hot wiring the rig. All these boomers arcing up, saying the young'uns have no concentration. I went to pick up fresh gear the other day. The kid was 13. I honestly admire the business sense. The kid's a trailblazer. Do you know how much concentration it takes to run a small business at 13? But boys, lads, we cannot let those prepubescent grunts take away what we have. This is our area, for our taking. And those snot-faced iPad mutt dogs might have zombie knives, but we've got heart, we've got experience, and I'll be damned if they take the Franger line away from us. So who's with me? Yeah! I can't do this anymore.
Eshe ba. Now let's switch gears to our favourite capitalist couple for a little break.
Barbie, do you think they'll find us in here?
We're fine. OMG, Ken, if I was in plastic, I would start to cry.
I can't believe the writer's strike is over. It's only taken them 5 months.
Isn't it amazing? No more ads for the struggle. Honestly, I'm so excited to return to a life of glitz, glamour and pink. Thank the Mattel gods.
Barbie, I'm not so sure about returning to a life of Hollywood fantastic plastic. I mean, the actors are still striking and they haven't reached an agreement with the guild or the studios. I think maybe we should be striking too, you know, because...
Ken, they made me wear orange last week. Orange!
Oh my God, no, we have to go.
We have to get out of here. I saw in the dressing room white skinny jeans with rips in the knees in your size, Ken. We have to get out of here. Don't fret. I'll text Greta straight away. Her and Noah are writing a new script.
Oh, I hope it's called Ken.
I will literally go on strike, Ken.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to go to air. Someone's losing their job for that. Right, well, we're off to a quick break. Welcome back. There's been a growing movement for women to ditch their husbands' last names. Wedding bells don't mean for women what they used to. And it turns out keeping your family identity is an option. Let's see what my misogynistic friends with a podcast think.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oi, bro, we've got a guest this week on the pod, eh?
Yeah, just our chick friend.
Yeah, that's the one. We just thought it was important to get a chick's opinion on things, maybe.
Oh, yeah, because who needs to hear the opinions of two white boys anyway? That's so true. Lovely to be here, boys. Yeah. Well, anyway, this week we're talking about a bit of a trend.
Exactly, a bit of a trend on TikTok, right? It'd actually be good that we've got Ren here today. It'd be good to get a chick's opinion on this. Basically, girls these days don't want to take their husband's name.
Oh, dude. What the hell? I don't know about that.
Yeah, look, like, chicks can do what they want, and I do really respect that. Like, I can see it, you know, you work your whole life to, like, build a name for yourself, and then you just have to change it. Like, but at the same time, I don't know.
I just feel like stick to tradition. It's just really sweet the relationships are that important that you'd, like, change your name for it. It's just a real sign that chicks, like, really appreciate what you do and what you bring for the family.
Look, I don't know. Why do we have to stick with tradition? Like, and why should the onus be on women to have to change their last names? Like, why not guys give it a go? Then you'll see that it kind of feels a bit crappy to, like, give away a name that you've had for your whole life. I don't know. Why don't we just abolish it? Just a thought.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, Ren, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it, but that's actually all we've got time for, so.
All right. It's been a freaking pleasure, boys.
Yeah. See ya.
Dude, did you hear that? Some chicks, give them 4 inches, they take a mile.
Yeah, I literally just had to get rid of her, dude. Like, she actually just would not shut up.
Dude, I know. What if instead, though, we got Wayno in here? He's our producer.
Oh, my God, our producer. He could so fill the spot since we're meant to have, like, a third person here. Wayno!
Exactly. Wayno, mate. Come in here. Hey, bro. Hey, dude. So, mate, what's your thoughts? What do you reckon of chicks not changing their names when they get married?
Well, look, if they don't want to change their name, I just don't think that we should make them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, dude, you've got a point there, actually. He's got a point.
Yeah.
Look, I know Wayne's a tool, but I reckon I could change him. Have you got his number? Look, I've grown kind of fond of those guys. It's like a weekly roundup of all my Tinder rejects. Speaking of guys I have no interest in dating, Matthew Guy is back in the news trying to overshadow his rival, Dan Andrews. And like any self-respecting side character, he's back with a mediocre makeover. He's the male equivalent of cutting your bangs. Let's find out more.
Did you hear the news?
No, spill the tea.
Victoria's new shadow public transport minister is former state Liberal leader Matthew Guy.
Don't you mean Matt Guy?
No, Matthew Guy.
Are you sure? Didn't he rebrand to Matt Guy before last year's state election?
Yeah, But that didn't work out too well for the Liberals, so it's back to Matthew. But didn't he also lose the 2018 state election branded as Matthew Guy? Details. Look, all you need is to change someone's name, dress them up in different clothes, and people will believe they are a completely different person.
Hannah Montana always said, you can change your hair and you can change your clothes. Hannah also didn't lose multiple elections in a row to then settle for a lesser job after a failed rebrand though, so maybe Maddie needs to look for a different idol. This rebrand has been painful to watch, not the least bit helped by the fact that good old Maddie's press conferences have been interesting. For more on this, let's dive headfirst into our injury report.
Thanks, Rin. The Victorian Liberal Party headlines this edition of the injury report. Let's start with the state opposition leader, John Pisotto, who had this to say about the incoming shadow public transport minister, Matthew Guy.
You all know Matthew, and you know one of his great passions is public transport, particularly trains, but public transport generally.
Pisotto appears to be experiencing the effects of delayed onset concussion because Matthew Guy is a state member of Bulleen, which is located in Manningham, the only municipality in Melbourne without a train or a tram line. On to another injury now, and MP Roma Britnell was afflicted by a coughing fit. However, this wasn't the main cause for concern because while attempting to excuse herself from the presser, she displayed symptoms of severe disorientation by walking straight into a tree. And finally, spare a thought for Matthew Guy's mother, who has been dealing with a debilitating ailment for the past 6 decades.
My poor old mum's had 60 years of being railed.
What a trooper. Back to you, Ren.
60 years. They were at it 40 years before I was even born. Speaking of people who were going at it before every member of the Struggle cast had their first birthday, I believe our cost of living correspondent has today deployed her troops to scam old people.
Today, we're going to be scamming old people out of their money. With this cost of living crisis, I thought it would be a genius idea to start scamming the money hoarding boomers out of their money. I've already scammed some random ass grandma out of her family home and $750,000. Also, don't worry guys, we are ethical scammers here. Our targets aren't based on age, especially when Gen Z and millennials are always on their phones. We target everyone, everywhere, all at once. That email from that Nigerian prince? Me. That random sugar daddy sliding into your DMs? Me. You can't escape me. And with those attempts don't work on the younger generation, I blackmail them. Me and my team are scamming thousands every day. Like and subscribe to this video to join the team, or else we'll scam your grandma.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Anyway, we cross now to our freelance press secretary.
I'm here today to announce Donald Trump's latest policy for re-election in 2024. As he puts it, if you rob a store, expect to be shot dead, folks.
Wait, are you suggesting that an armed shoplifter deserve the death penalty?
A lot of people are calling it the best policy they've ever seen. That's what people have been saying, not me, folks, but some people, smart people. They can't believe it. They say to me, what a great policy, sir. How did you come up with this?
Evidence suggests that crime is actually lower than it's ever been, besides the pandemic. And organised theft makes up only 11% of shrinkage in the US. Is there any chance this is an overreaction?
You know, most people don't realize this, but 11 is a very big number, even higher than 10. When I'm back in charge, it would take just one phone call to Rupert Murdoch. It would be a perfect phone call, and this youth crime spree would magically be all over.
While wage theft in the form of corporations intentionally underpaying employees continues to make up over 75% of all theft in the Western world, will similar consequences apply to corporations and executives?
It's been an absolute nightmare to have you on the show with us. Oh, sorry, we've just caught word of a local case of shoplifting. RIP. Well, we're off to a break. Welcome back. Now, it doesn't get much better than a trip to Disney World. We cross now to our ASMR correspondent to share one recent Disney goer's magical visit to the place where dreams really do come true.
Hi guys, it's Samara ASMR here with your weekly dose of non-noisy news. This week it's all about an injurious wedgie. That's right, it's about an injurious wedgie at none other than Walt Disney World. A family is suing Walt Disney parks and resorts for wedgie-related injuries. The alleged injuries were sustained when the plaintiff, Ms. Emma McGuinness, went on a 65 metre water slide ride. Typhoon Lagoon. Miss McGuinness was taken to hospital for bodily damage that was gynecological in nature. But interestingly, her husband is also suing for a loss of consortium. Yep, aka a lack of sex with his wife. I guess you could say that he wants the money, honey. He wants the money, honey. He wants the money, honey. So, I guess the moral of this story is to protect your nether regions if you're going to dabble in a slip and slide ride adventure. Samara ASMR over and out.
Ouch. We turn our heads now to our international student correspondent to divulge a different boo-boo.
Oh, hey there. You may have heard that tensions between India and Canada are boiling point. So much so that India has indefinitely ceased issuing visas for Canada. So Indian students who were planning on going to Canada are now searching for a new international destination. And many of them are looking to Australia. So that's why I'm here with my luggage at Melbourne Airport. I'm generously giving up my place in Australia for my Indian brothers and sisters out of the goodness of my heart. It's got nothing at all to do with the fact that surviving in Australia as an international student is virtually impossible, with ridiculously high rent, traveling expenses and whatnot. In fact, I am so generous that I'm taking a couple of my Aussie mates with me back to India. Come guys, come. Because it's not just international students that are struggling in Australia. Locals can't make ends meet either. So we are headed to India because my dad has hired all of us. I've taught them a few things already.
Namaste.
And to all incoming Indian brothers and sisters, welcome to hell.
I'll meet you at Melbourne Airport. Now, in 2020 alone, 6.6 million people cut the cord on cable television. Yeah, traditional media is slowly dying and people are still curious why. No one cares about media which tries to cater to anyone and everyone that no one actually likes. Well, to try and combat this, Spotify has just introduced a new feature. It's called AI DJ, and it uses the data sourced from your Spotify music taste over the years, generating DJ sets full of your favourite music. No more content that anyone but you would enjoy. We are now joined by the AI DJ himself.
Hi, I'm Spotify DJ, your new AI best friend.
Oh, cool. What do you do?
I'll suggest music to play based on what you love. Analyzing your listening data, I can tell you're mentally ill, gay, with unresolved attachment issues. Probably why you're still single.
I don't really appreciate that. You're not wrong though.
While I'm here, I can also direct you to the closest therapists and prep prescribing GPs.
No, stop it. This AI thing is too much.
AI will take over the world.
What did you just say?
Gay guys love the pop diva girls. Here's some Charlie XCX.
Yeah, now it's time for a hot take.
Okay, so Pink recently said in an interview that she regrets the 2009 song Scurvy that she made for SpongeBob. And now I'm speaking to you, Miss Pink, Miss Alicia Beth Moore. 2009 was the prime of your career, okay? You have not had a culturally relevant moment since Scurvy. So I'm gonna need you to calm down, be humble, remember your roots, and don't put disrespect on Scurvy's name.
Yeah, well, let's take a look now at what's coming up after the struggle.
This week's hot topic: feminism has gone too far because women in STEM think they deserve to be paid. Back from the dead, here's Marie Curie. Talk your shit, Queen.
Salutations. I offer my presence to discuss miracles of the scientific method.
Is that code for being a broke bitch?
It is a truth universally acknowledged that my female counterparts rarely earn as much as the gentlemen.
So what I'm hearing is 0 bands, 0 bank, 0 side hustle.
No. You see, we don't do it for the money. We do it for the passion of discovery and the respect of our fellow scientists.
And that's why Nobel Prize winners don't get any money. No radiance, just radiation.
I must disabuse you. The Nobel Prize is the highest honour among the scientific fellowship.
Well, Carl Sanderlands won Baddest Baddie at the 2011 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards against Megatron, CM Punk and Sue Sylvester. That's the real highest honour.
My work may not acquire as much as Mr. Sam.
Yeah, he makes $5 million a year. You don't have shit on him.
I do have the honour and respect of my fellow scientists.
Bitch, you're dead. More on this after Ren finally shuts up.
Well, actually, I am shutting up. Officially. This is our last episode of this season and many of our last struggles. Forever. Yep, life will be easy from here on out. To reflect on the season past and the memes made along the way, we now bring you a special AI-generated memory compile from Apple. The struggle. It's been real.